Lights that appear mysteriously in the sky. Perfect circles formed meticulously in fields of wheat. Dead cows discovered with select parts of their bodies cut away. Seemingly unrelated events connected only by their inexplicable nature. But some people in Saskatchewan believe there is a common thread, a key to the mystery that shrouds these events. It began as a typical country day near Rocanville, Saskatchewan, but what Bob Langley discovered was anything but typical.
Then I was, I don't know, kind of startled, I guess, amazed at how perfect the circle it was there and the way the grain was spun. And other than that, I didn't know what to think.
By the side of the road on a small hill were two 46-foot circular indentations carved into a field of wheat. Langley quickly called his friend Wayne Kingdon to see Saskatchewan's most recent set of crop circles.
Wayne was by it the night before, and he was standing right on the hill here beside the circles, and there was nothing there. He never seen a thing the night before.
If somebody has made them, they have a lot of ambition and a lot of patience, and how they got in there, I don't know.
Crop circles have been the object of fascination for 2 decades, appearing without warning or explanation in wheat fields all over the world. Characteristically, the grain is bent in a crisscross pattern. From the ground, they're intriguing, but from the air, they become fascinating. The complex and precise geometry of some circles suggests they're designed not only to be viewed from above, but could only be conceived of from that point. No one, aside from a few admitted hoaxers, has claimed responsibility. That's led some people to believe they're being left by visitors from outer space.
Many circles are happening in this area, in this province, in this country, and they just don't get reported because of the flack people get and the things that are associated with seeing these things.
The circles are a compelling mystery for Daniel Claremont, who's investigated crop circles in Saskatchewan for 6 years. The samples he's gathering will be sent off to a group of American scientists looking for changes in the plant's cellular structures. That group thinks it's unraveled the mystery.
Believe it or not, the wind. They call it a plasma vortex. It's quite a wind, I'm told. It leaves an energy signature, a microwave energy, in the plant itself.
Still, no one seems sure what causes a plasma vortex to occur, but Claremont has a crop circle theory of his own, one that involves unidentified flying objects.
It's wider this way and a little narrower this way, which it's on a hill, and it makes you think that if something came down from above and didn't quite settle on the ground that was circular, would make an elliptical shape. But that's just a guess.
In the Rocanville area, there have recently been reports of UFO sightings. The interest in unusual objects in the sky seems to be at a peak right now. The current wave may have started with the X-Files TV series, which deals with things otherworldly. It's now spawned similar programs like Sci Factor and Millennium. There are more and more books on the subject, from aliens to alien abductions. An Angus Reid survey recently revealed 1/4 of Canadians believe there is definitely life elsewhere in the universe, and almost half of all Canadians believe it's somewhat likely the Earth has been visited by intelligent life from another planet. And reports of UFO sightings have increased dramatically this year.
Now, whether that's caused by a social interest in this area, or that's causing the social interest, we're not sure.
Social psychologist Jeff Pfeiffer says he's not surprised by the flood of interest.
It's basically, according to psychology, it's human nature. I mean, we're just attracted to mysteries.
But hundreds of kilometers away, Cecil Schaefer is coping with a very real mystery, one he wasn't searching for, one that's more disturbing than interesting.
Whatever she died from was very instant. It had really looked strange. Her tongue had been cut out, and it was cut very neatly, and the reproductive tract was cut out, and the rectum was still left in it. Come on, come on, come on.
Schaefer has raised cattle for more than 20 years. His neighbor Paul Hellman more than 50 years. They've seen cattle die before, but never like the one they found at this spot.
The cuts were so perfect that was done on that cow, and they took the ovaries out, that it's unbelievable. I don't think a person with a knife could do that good a job.
There was no tracks there. There was no blood around. It was just strange. I've never seen it before.
That kind of phenomenon is what some people refer to as cattle mutilation.
The eye's been cut right out of it.
In 1994, a bull was found in the Langenburg area, dead under the same circumstances. One farmer in the western part of the province says he's had 14 years of such mutilations. Schaefer says he doesn't know who or what could have made such precise surgical cuts or drained the blood from the animal, but veterinarians say they have the answer.
We believe these carcasses have been scavenged by the sort of animals that would normally be in the environment, from foxes to coyotes to birds.
Eugene Jansen is with the University of Saskatchewan Veterinary College. He says the tongue and reproductive organs protrude when an animal dies, becoming easy targets for scavengers. And like other vets, he's adamant the cuts are perfectly natural.
As the gases within the body begin to cause that thing to swell, then it stretches that hole pretty tight and it can look surgical.
But Schaefer and Hellman aren't buying that theory.
I've seen a lot of dead cows and where the coyotes start them, you know, and nothing like that. There's no coyotes done that. No animals done that. Impossible.
Usually done by a predator. Usually you see it's tattered, and from their footprints where they rip at the hide, there's blood all over, you know, because they're pulling with their feet where they're chewing, and then you do get a lot of blood all over the animal.
Because there's been an outpouring of speculation about the mutilations over the years, veterinarians have been compelled to publish scientific papers dispelling the mutilation theory. But even Jansen admits he's mystified about certain aspects. Why, if soft tissues are scavenged first, the cow's rectum, nose, or eyes haven't been taken.
I don't understand that completely.
Why there's no blood anywhere, no insects on the animal, and why, although the cow was left in the field for weeks, no scavengers would come near it.
I'm not surprised by that, and yet if you sort of challenge me, I don't have a good explanation. I don't know. I'm no expert on sort of paranormal phenomena, and if those sort of phenomena exist, I want to be sure that we've exhausted all rational explanation before we begin to believe those sort of things kind of at the fringe of our logic.
Come on, come on.
Schaefer says he has nothing to gain from claiming this a strange incident, but he's lost a $2,000 cow and he wants a plausible explanation. There has been speculation that cults are to blame, but no human or vehicle tracks are ever found in these situations to suggest that kind of intervention. An equally baffling animal death happened early this year in the Churchbridge, Langenburg area. In the yard near his house, a farmer discovered one of his horses impaled on a flat-top fence post.
It was as though the horse had been raised up and dropped onto this thing. It would have to come with some force to come through, to pierce the hide and come all the way through. And on his first occasion,
Buddy Wynn teaches parapsychology, the study of unexplained supernatural phenomena, to packed classes at the University of Regina. He was contacted by the farmer in August after a second horse was found dead with its eye, genitals, and tongue removed.
Its tongue had been sliced off, and they found the tongue within 15 feet or so of the body of the horse.
Again, there were no tracks of any kind. The farmer, who didn't want to appear on camera, says he believes nothing human could have killed the horses. Coincidentally, Langenburg was also the site of a series of UFO sightings and cattle mutilations in 1989.
Do I believe in UFOs? Yes, I believe in UFOs because I've seen UFOs.
Pat Hope is retired now, but he was the former police chief of Churchbridge. He's witnessed his share of mutilated cows and other strange phenomena, and he doesn't accept theories that try to explain these events as natural.
I wouldn't say there's a cover-up. I think some people are frightened to say what they believe.
In 1973, Hope was stationed at Canadian Forces Base Dana, a now-closed radar base in Saskatchewan, when he says 150 people saw something incredible in the sky.
It was just getting dark, and I saw a movement in the sky. We watched 3 smaller craft for approximately 40 minutes, and it appeared like there was a mothership, much larger, that was hovering. All of a sudden, the whole field seemed to light up. I would estimate that in a circle about 200 yards across, It just lit up so bright, it was like at high noon.
Bill Goosen had the same experience in 1952, driving down the highway late at night.
All of a sudden, everything was daylight, just as bright as it is today. And I slammed on the brakes, stopped my car, looked around, and I seen a mammoth light there. A machine with a mammoth light. All of a sudden, it says, boom, just like that. Out went the lights, and on went clearance lights, red and blue flashers. And it climbed to the northeast, faster than any jet could ever climb.
I'm strongly inclined to believe that we're being visited by alien craft, and that very likely they are checking out some people.
A transparent sort of sphere on top.
But unlike mutilations or crop circles, there isn't tangible evidence of spacecraft. Authentic photos are rare, and if there is government information, the Canadian military says it doesn't have the ability to track a UFO, even if one was flying in Canadian airspace.
Let's hope they're friendly.
Communications Officer Major Tony White.
Certainly our systems that we have, radar and other systems in space and communication systems, are not designed to detect extraterrestrial objects.
The people I were with were military people, and you know, what you see, what you do sometimes is kept within those wonderful world of wire, as I call it. It doesn't go out of there.
I don't think that the Canadian forces are in the business of hiding information from the public.
Whether you believe in UFOs or not, what cannot be disputed is society's very real fascination with the subject. For those who feel they've witnessed something extraterrestrial, the belief is almost akin to a religious fervor. For the skeptics, though, those accounts are quickly dismissed as ridiculous, unsubstantiated ramblings. Possibly, though, the root of that skepticism isn't so much the lack of cold hard evidence, but human arrogance.
Humans are not going to give up their belief of being superior physical beings very easily.
But this year's discovery of the Mars rock, with its suggestion of life on that planet, only increases the possibility of alien existence and the belief we're not alone.
Man thinks he knows a great deal. Now, does he though? He knows, yes he does to a point. But the mysteries of the unknown are way larger than man will ever think.
Until the mysteries are solved, people will continue to watch the skies and wonder. Kenneth Bell, CBC News, Regina.